I'm your host, Riem Labidin, and you are listening to Tech Tag Podcast.
Hi everyone, my name is Reem. I'm a Scrum Master for about 3 years, and I have an experience more than 6 years working in the Agile environment, and I'm so happy to share my experience with you today.
Hi, Reem. I'm very happy to have you today. Thanks for accepting the invitation, and welcome to Tech Tag Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we dive deep into your journey, tell us some fun facts about yourself, and you can also share about your hobbies.
Okay, I have a fun one to share. Actually, a determined person. So when I plan something to be done, I go ahead until I reach it. So, for example, and this is from my personal life, I am a runner. And when I go out for a run, I don't do less than 10 kilometers. And each time when I go out, I do it. And if I don't reach the 10 kilometers, that means that something really bad happened, whether I'm injured or something really bad. So it may happen that there is a storm or anything, but that's actually a kind of blocker, but I go ahead, I just continue my run. People will think I'm crazy running under the rain and the storm. Actually, once I remember there was a storm and floating, and instead of running, I was swimming literally. But I continued my 10 kilometers until the end. Even in my career, when I plan on doing something, I go ahead relentlessly until the end.
This is a really great quality to have. You make things done and you give the best you can.
Definitely, yeah. And I love running. That's my hobby, actually. And I do swimming as well and biking, 3 hobbies. And hopefully I can do triathlon soon. Let's see.
That's really cool. You are also in Hamburg, right?
Yeah.
So I would be happy to cheer for you when you participate.
No, you should participate with me.
Oh no, I actually don't practice this sports, but I will be happy to be there and cheer. I like that.
Until now, I've been just cheering, but never participated in such events. But I would be happy to be part of it one day.
Yeah, you will, because you are practicing now, and I'm sure that you will reach that and you will achieve it.
Yeah, let's see.
To talk about your journey, how everything started. Was it like since your education path, you decided to take this career, or how did it start?
So, I basically have strong academic background in engineering, as I hold an engineering degree, as well as 2 other technical master's degrees. So one is automation and industrial IT, and the other one is information systems and infrastructure. To complement my technical skills with business acumen, I completed an MBA. So I have literally 4 degrees. And at some point I said, okay, now it's time to get started with work. Enough from studying. So I began my career as a PLM consultant, product lifecycle management, which gave me hands-on experience with complex systems, product lifecycle management, and working directly with engineering and business teams to streamline processes. That experience naturally led me into a business analyst role where I deepened my ability to capture needs, align stakeholders, and translate business goals into clear, actionable items. And over time, I realized that what I loved most was enabling teams to collaborate better, deliver meaningful outcomes, not just defining solutions, but supporting the entire delivery process. That's what motivated my move into the Scrum Master role. Today, I bring a systems thinking mindset from my PLM background, strong analytic and communication skills from my business analyst days, and a servant leadership approach that helps teams thrive in agile environments. So each step of my journey has built on the last, giving me a holistic view of value delivery from strategic to execution.
Interesting. Did you have a vision about what you really want, or you try to experience, for example, something that sounded interesting, and then you try it out, and then along the way, you were trying to figure out.
Absolutely, exactly. I have started to explore each role and see what is fitting me best. I have been in touch with Scrum Masters when I was a business analyst, and that really rose a passion of empowering teams to achieve their goals and overcome challenges. And I would want to be part of it and help them to release their full potential.
Cool. So let's start like slowly from the beginning. For example, for the audience to get like an idea about how to move from a role to another and what is needed to achieve that.
That's for sure. You need not just the experience, but you need a set of certifications that help you theoretically to get the hands on first, and then by experience you deliver better. But you need a set of certification. So there are a couple of Scrum Master certifications. There is the PSM, Professional Scrum Master, and this PSM you can have it without any course. But there is another one, CSM it's called, and for this one you need to attend a training to be able to take the exam. And of course there are 1, 2, 3. You need to start step by step. The 3 is the most difficult one. I know many people who don't get it because you need to have a long time experience and hands-on. Scrum Master is not that easy, and you have to grasp many aspects of it.
It's like this training and having the certifications. This is as a preparation to move to a new role. And this will help to show in your CV, at least, that you are prepared for this role. And then, because I think always the first job on a new role is the most difficult, because you still don't have any experience in real life, but you need to prove that you are really prepared. So these kind of certifications are helpful, right?
For sure. Before starting the Scrum Master, of course, you need the certification. Most of the customers or the companies, they need someone certified. Sometimes even you have long experiences, but you don't have the certification, then some customers are not willing to hire. So that's definitely the certification is the must.
Ah, good to know. And also, there is the option where you already working in a company with a different role, and then you decided to change it within the company, the same company.
Exactly, it's with the same company. Otherwise, I would believe it would be a bit difficult. Better to try to move internally and having certifications and experience before moving to a different company for the same role. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And one tip I would share is when you have an interest to become a Scrum Master and you always in a team where there is a Scrum Master, you are a software developer or an engineer. So if the Scrum Master is on leave or not present, you can suggest to replace the Scrum Master within their absence so that you can have some experience and you observe how the Scrum Master is working. Also, there's this shadowing. You shadow, which means you assist the Scrum Master and you observe what he's doing during the day. And they can show you what they're doing during the day so that you have an idea, like just in general, what they are doing. And you get to know step by step so that it would be easier once you can have this role.
Yeah. It will be very helpful. It's like you have a mentor. You will make faster progress when you have someone who already has the experience and you shadow them, you try to assist them, etc. Yeah, it's really a good tip.
Absolutely.
And from your roles before that, you also experienced it to be like a software engineer? Or like something more technical?
It's more in the processes to optimize the business processes and to collect the needs and the requirements from the customers.
I see. Because I was curious to see like your perspective from a technical perspective and how you moved to a different perspective as a Scrum Master. But you were already working, let's say, product management more than technical position.
Exactly, yeah. Although I have already done an internship as a software engineer, but that was an internship of 6 months, a long time back when I was still studying. But when I started working, it was about business analysts, more on communication with the stakeholders to assist them on their business analytics.
I see. I think that focusing on like the product and also the customers and the outside world and the communication between the teams, etc., it's a skill to be learned. And I think it's really good that you already were working to develop these skills until it became part of the motivation why you choose this path.
Yeah. Although the software engineers have more opportunities, more chances to be on the Scrum Master role, as it was my case, because nowadays they're looking for technical Scrum Masters, which I don't. So I'm not technical. I used to, but not anymore. I don't have the technical perspective. Really, I'm not into coding or anything. So if the person, they were a software engineer before, it's a lot easier to become a Scrum Master.
Interesting to know this. I didn't realize that there is this technical Scrum Master position. And do you recall some of the challenges that you have faced during this journey?
The challenges are more conflict-wise in the team when it comes to working internationally, where there are different perspectives, there's stereotypes, bias, and the communication styles are different, and that somehow there are frictions within the teams. And as Scrum Master, I need to manage so that the team work efficiently and effectively without any barrier of culture.
And empathy also is important for this.
Oh, yes.
Job. Yeah.
The empathy is number one quality, I would say, that a Scrum Master should have. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And you shouldn't take any side. Like you should be with everyone. Like I can imagine, for example, if people having conflicts and you try to facilitate the communication between them, you cannot give your opinion. I think it's very difficult on this, like, especially if you can see who is right or who is wrong, but you cannot. I imagine, I don't know.
No, you explained it right. That's exactly how it should be. The Scrum Master should be neutral and he should be more in listening rather than talking. And he should just guide in case if there's something not going on track, but it's the team members who should plan their work together, find how they can solve the problems themselves. The Scrum Master is here only to help in case if the situation is out of control. Otherwise, the team members should be self-organized, self-managed to do the work independently from the Scrum Master.
Yeah, makes sense. Can you walk me through a typical day in your role as a Scrum Master?
First, we start as a team with a daily stand-up where each one is sharing basically what he has done yesterday, what he will be doing, and what are the blockers and impediments he's facing. I try to do the daily differently each day so that the team members are not bored. They don't have to answer each time those 3 questions, but mostly the blockers that they are facing so that we can help each other to figure out a solution. It's the only time where all the team members are together is just the daily during the morning. So we need to make use of it at the most. After I check the status independently from the team members, the task that we have on the pipeline and see where we are blocked, so that I find how I can help them resolve the issues. Either we need to align with some dependencies, be it within the project or outside, other team members outside our project. and organize some meetings which should happen for the alignment. And then we do the risk management. So I see that we have this risk. So I identify and I assess the risks we have. Then there's a reporting to the management about the work which is in progress, the team's mood, any information they would like me to share with them. And if there is any team members who would like any help from me, so I'm always available if there's any question or help in the task, whatever they would like me to chime in.
Nice. And do you play the role also of a coach? Like sometimes if someone have issues on, let's say, focusing on their current task because of some conflicts or something, and they need some guidance, do you play this role for them to coach them, like advise them, etc.?
For sure. I'm also a team coach. I don't give direct solutions to problems, but instead I help the teams to reflect and take ownership so that they figure out by themselves how can they resolve the issue. Some team members do have this issue of starting many tasks at the same time, and they can't focus and they just take so much time to finish only one task. So I have tried to guide them because, this context switch between one task to the other that takes time. So I guided them so that they focus on one particular task at a time and stop starting, but instead to start finishing. So I optimize the flow by limiting the work in progress. We need to have few items and we need to complete them as soon as possible and then start new tasks. That's why I said the stop starting and start finishing is really a guideline, I would say. That's one of the techniques I have shared with my teams so that they are more efficient in their work.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And also there is something that I hear about the definition of ready, the definition of done, maybe also is part of this process. I'm not sure if it is connected to this.
What's a difference? It's in the Agile work, we have definition of ready and definition of done. So definition of ready is all the prerequisites before we start a work. So if we have all the prerequisites checked, then we can start our work. That we have the definition of ready. We are ready to start our work. And once the work is ready and we are compliant to all the criteria, then we are done. So here we met the definition of done. And that's in the high level. And if we have small tasks in this chunk of work, we have an acceptance criteria for each task.
Yeah.
So if this small task is done, the acceptance criteria is met, then it's okay.
Yeah, thanks for the input. I think also I'm learning.
For sure.
Defining these processes, it's part of organizing work and also the dynamics, like how we are working together as a team. And I think it's very important to define this. Maybe a last question related to your role is if you can remember an example of how you've helped improve team dynamics or performance.
Yeah, I actually used to have one team, but within this team, it's divided in two. The ones which are specialized in continuous integration and the ones which are working in continuous deployment. And those team members don't have any idea what the others are doing. So I had the idea to help them grow, to organize a kind of knowledge sharing sessions so that each team member learn on the other activities, which is done by the other team members. And I have created a kind of skill assessment capability metrics with all the names of the team members, all the activities, and created levels from 0 to 3. 0 means that they have no idea what is it about. And 3 is that they have all knowledge about it and they can share the knowledge and coach the others. And in this way, we have completed the matrix and I organized knowledge sharing sessions, which was really interesting and fruitful for both teams. Now everyone has kind of the same knowledge, so they are supporting each others. I have also helped them with pair programming. Like we bring two people at the same time. One is observing what the other one is doing. But before, each one was used to work independently from the other, and that was not productive. Now they're more engaged. They're performing very well.
I like this technique. And knowledge sharing is very important, and every individual will feel like they are working together and they are a team because they are sharing each other's knowledge. I really like this idea.
Indeed, it takes time because we need to share knowledge to the others and they have to learn. But there's this quote says, slow down to speed up. Even though we are taking time now, we are slow, but in the future, we will be faster.
Yeah, it's a wise one. This applies in many things in this life, like the flowers. Just take care of them slowly and then you will find the result later.
Yeah, that's nice. Exactly.
To wrap up, do you have any advice you would like to share with the audience that you yourself wished that you have known before?
Yeah, sure. So when I used to be a business analyst, I really admired the Scrum Master, but it took me a long time to become one, and I would have loved to be a Scrum Master way before. So it's a good idea to, as I shared, to shadow a Scrum Master so that you have more view and of the activities and to have a steep learning curve as soon as possible to get this role instead of just waiting doing your role, but you can do your role and shadow a Scrum Master at the same time so that you can be a Scrum Master soon.
Yeah, to save time.
Yeah,
I think really guidance is very important to save time, to know, like to have this inputs from the knowledge of other people, and so you can make a decision faster. But I'm very happy that you are there. You are happy about your current job. And thanks a lot for your tips. And thank you for your time.
Of course, anytime.
It was very nice to talk to you. Have a nice day and see you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. I'm looking forward to our next episode with a new guest and new inspiring story. Until then, stay safe and stay tuned to our next episode. TikTok, tackle the inspiration.